At its core, Total Drama Island is a cartoon that is constructed of the teenage cartoons that Cartoon Network was showcasing in the late 2000s. Shows like Code Lyoko and 16 were similar in writing and art style. However, the true artistic style of Total Drama Island would be proved by the end of the decade with 3 new seasons. Total Drama Island was also a spin-off of the adult reality TV shows that were big at the time, such as Fear Factor and Survivor, and the game show reality show designed for a teenage audience. The show was ultimately definitive of its time. In 2007, the Xbox just dropped with hits like Gears of War, Halo 3, and even Skate, which I still play till this day. Total Drama Island came into the scene to add a bow at the end of a perfect summer for me. Total Drama Island is a Canadian animated comedy series that debuted on Cartoon Network deep in the summer of 2007. I reminisce the times of being eager to go outside to play with my neighborhood friends and running home in the afternoon to dinner and TV, where I would watch the series, often rooting for my most favorite contestants to relatable cartoons. The first 26 episode season of Total Drama Island is considered one of the best in cartoons of the late 2000s, with a driven story that is relatable to many teenagers who were growing up during the cartoon renaissance, which is the time period between 1990 and 2012. The show reached out to an audience that was aging out of the daytime cartoons to a much more mature cartoons of the evening. Yet, Total Drama Island was so exciting, it was able to hold an aging audience with reruns of new episodes that would keep teens like me at the time glued to the TV for hours on end.
Okay, you look so familiar.
I'm Chris McLean, the host of the show.
Oh, that's where I know you from.
Based on a fictional remote island in Canada, Total Drama Island was hosted by animated hotshot Chris McLean and his multifaceted henchman, Chef Hatchet. The show follows 22 teenagers at Camp Wawanakwa, a bug-infested, rundown, and unspecified area of Ontario. The campers participated in challenges which get more intense, dangerous, and extravagant throughout the series in order to not get voted off by their fellow campers, teammates, and contestants. The ultimate goal of these campers is a final winner, in which $100,000 would be awarded. Chris's egotistical personality sets the tone for a host of the competition. The 22 character contestants are Ezekiel, Eva, Noah, Justin, Katie, Tyler, Izzy, Cody, Beth, Sadie, Courtney, Harold, Trent, Bridget, Lindsay, DJ, Jeff, Lashana, Duncan, Heather, Gwen, and Owen. Through the many memorable moments of the show, a few highlights are Gwen getting buried alive, Big Boy Owen diving off the cliff causing a massive tsunami, Heather getting her hair shaved off, Chef as a horror movie villain. The relationships between the teens is one of the aspects that ties the show into an incredible storyline of cartoon dramas. The authenticity of Beth and Jeff's relationship, Gwen's shyness towards her crush Trent, Heather's high rivalry which turns to villainy to much of the cast, and even something as simple as the rundown camp itself adds layers to the storyline that are unparalleled. These details and the way the cast communicate with one another at its core is the plot of the show. Although there is a mission for the cast to compete for the $100,000, the development of their relationships as teenagers to a shrinking cast of people is arguably the most important part of the show. In a way, Total Drama Island did this unparalleled to many reality TV shows since. It was relatable, yet it didn't feel forced or scripted. There were hints that these characters were in fact real teenagers, dealing with the duality of being young famous persons such as shyness and a verbose sense of personality. The personality of each character is so different. Owen is an everyman, Lindsay is nice and not very intelligent, Gwen is the shy goth teen. Even less notable characters like Tyler and Ezekiel being close friends added even more of the depth of the show. But who was your favorite character? Depending on each episode, my favorite character differs. But growing up, I always liked Trent, as being relatable to myself, and his confidence and personal awareness is something that's always stuck with me. Now let's get into the animation. The animation followed a humanistic style that was development of the cartoons from the 90s to a more humanistic approach. The show's animation style was building off of 16, which was developed by Teletoon 3 years prior in 2004. 16 was very similar in writing and art style, but what the studio learned from their hits and misses of 16 would prove ultimately in Total Drama Island's debut alone. The characters all had a breakdown of who they are, in an antiquated development from the shows of the modern era that rely heavily on auto-generation and poor writing ideas that could be attributed to mass production of material. During the pandemic, I went back and watched the series. I was stunned. The authenticity of the writing and the depth of each character's relationship was incredible to me. I remember being at the edge of my seat as a child, and I was on the edge of my seat as an adult because of the way the show was structured. Relatable and ultimately entertaining, the fact that the contestants vote each other off is incredible. Chef's multi-role that fits into many different characters through the challenges has not been seen in any cartoons or television shows since. I give Total Drama Island a 10 out of 10 in their writing style and delivery, a 9 out of 10 in animation, and a 9 out of 10 for creativity. It's a classic to me. And what are your guys' thoughts? Tell me in the comments below. If you enjoyed this, please let me know. I'm new to this whole YouTube thing, and I want to entertain y'all that are stuck at home during the pandemic. So stay tuned for future ideas. I want to go over other cartoons that really struck me as a child, and I'm going to do an ultimate documentary series that I talk about the cartoon renaissance that most of us grew up with in the 1990s all the way to the 2000s. Thank you. This has been David, and I'll see you next time.